Hey, hi, Neha. How are you
Hi,
doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Yeah, let's wait for some more people to join in,
Yeah,
and then we can continue. So,
absolutely.
how's your day?
It was good.
It was good.
Little hectic, but yeah, it's good.
Okay, cool. Uh,
You tell, how's everything there? Stuttgart.
it's okay. I wasn't feeling well last 2 days, so I took a day off. Apparently, so someone who's saying hi to you.
Hi, Prateek.
Hi, hi, beautiful. Okay, yeah, okay, yeah.
Hi.
Totally forgot these things were happening. Cool. So yeah, we have 13 people with us. So yeah, let me just introduce the whole agenda for today. So we have Neha with us, and we'll be talking about working in Germany. She has an Instagram ID for Daisy Girl in Germany. Am I correct?
Yeah,
Yeah, cool. Yeah, with about 1.6K followers, and yeah, so we'll talk about her journey from India to Germany, her struggles, and what her process was. Hi, Ayushman, and
hi, Ayushman. Anshuman, I think.
oh yeah, Anshuman, sorry. Yeah, and her struggles and the whole process to come here in Germany and stuff like that. So, Neha, could you please introduce yourself to people and then, yeah.
Absolutely. Hi, everyone. I'm Neha. I'm from India, Delhi. So it's been around 4 months when I've moved to Germany. And definitely, it's a whole process to move from India to Germany. Or in India, or you just think about it. Oh, one day you'll be in Berlin, you'll be doing work with international clients. So yeah, I came to Berlin for 4 months back in February. I got my job directly from India, and after that I came here. I started up my Instagram things because I know what is the struggle when you are in India, what problems do you face, what all you need to know before coming to Germany. I got help from few people, so I really thought that why shouldn't be this same help be, move forward to other people who are still struggling or still want to come to Germany. So here I am, possibly try to answer your questions today. So please feel free to drop your questions in the chat.
Yeah, yeah. So I also am aware of the whole struggle process,
Yeah,
and I know how hard it is these days, especially during the COVID time. And I'm pretty happy that you're here, so that's a good thing. Uh,
yes,
yeah,
definitely. Finding a job during COVID was also a struggle.
yeah. So I'll also introduce what How to Abroad does, and then we proceed with the interview process.
Yeah.
Not interview process, but whatever you want to call question answer session, which is an interview process. So yeah, so How to Abroad also provides you free information for everything related to Germany, from studying in Germany to living over here, from visa process and everything. And the information is there on our website. But we also have a small consultancy, just in case for those who cannot understand after that as well, or just need help or being or lazy. So yeah, in that case, people can come to us, and then we can let them know what needs to be done.
Yeah.
So that's all we do in a nutshell. In addition to that, we also have a small software team that takes care of some websites and stuff like that. So as you know, I'm a software engineer. We can't be really doing all the consultancy. We need to touch with our background skills. So there is that. So that's also we are one thing that we are also involved in, from our Android app to iOS app that would be launching in pretty soon as well. Yeah, can I be placed there? We'll answer all these questions after we are done with our questions. So we'll get back to you, being whatever your name is. So yeah, we'll get back to you. Okay. So Neha, first thing first, why Germany? Why did you want to come to Germany? Or was it the
Honest,
job? Or was it the job that you got was in Germany? So what was the whole idea behind it? Were
So
you
I think I
especially
was always, fantasize about Berlin specifically.
okay?
I really want to start my journey with Berlin instead of moving to Hamburg or Frankfurt because, as you mentioned in your statement, being lazy. So I was just lazy to learn the language, honestly.
Yeah, okay.
So and after moving to Germany, I've started learning. But before that, I thought Berlin is the only place where I can still survive without language. But it's always good to learn the language if you really want to have a long-term plan to stay here. So, yeah, first of all, definitely the work culture, the lifestyle, the benefits that you get in Germany is much more better if I compare the lifestyle that you have in US or Canada. So earlier, I think I was, uh, you know, attracted towards Canada, but then I thought, no, no, no. After a little of research and everything, I found the German culture is much more, appropriate to have a work-life balance, which we always talk about in India, that we should have a proper work-life balance. But here, you will actually get work-life balance. That is something I was looking for, and that exactly what brought me to Berlin. So yeah, that's one thing for sure. And the opportunities, second is definitely opportunities. There is huge number of opportunities in every field. Third is definitely the salary, for which I think everyone is struggling, or everyone wants to have the best. So yeah, Germany is definitely offering better salary packages as compared to other places. I know the taxes could be higher, but yeah, overall, if you look at the state of living here, it's amazing. So yeah, all these factors brought me definitely to Germany.
That sounds amazing. That is awesome. Uh, that's pretty cool. So how did you look for jobs? So were you specifically interested in jobs, or you also wanted to study here in Germany? So you just wanted to be in Germany in any case, or it was just for a job that you wanted to be here?
It's absolutely just for the job, and I know people still doesn't know the power of LinkedIn.
Hmm.
I really want to emphasize on LinkedIn that it's the best place to find a job. Yes, you can definitely get a job from India using LinkedIn. All you need to have few tips and tricks, how to apply the filters, what opportunities you are looking for. If there is an option to set alerts, you can set up an alert for it, that whenever a job is updated on the portal, it would give you a message or it would drop you an email that hey, you can apply now. So I think start using LinkedIn. More connections would help you to get more better opportunities. Try to build connections on LinkedIn. So first is definitely LinkedIn, which I preferred and worked for me. But other two websites which definitely works is Stepstone and Indeed. So if you are looking for a job, make sure what category you want. If you are applying, for example, I'm from IT background. So I was looking something with the identity and access management. So I used those particular, phrases or things
Keyword. Yeah.
to find it, for
Mhm.
the search, or I should say
The keywords that.
specific keywords. Yeah, the keywords should be very specific, that what you're looking for.
Mhm.
And then the second thing which you should make is an alert. And third is try to reach out to more people. For example, if you are applying for HCL, for an example, then try to reach out to more people within HCL so that you can build a connection with them. And maybe they can refer you in that same organization. That also works in
Yeah.
Germany. So that's the third trick that you can definitely use, and it definitely gonna help.
Yeah, reference is one of the biggest factors
Yeah.
for getting a job very quickly. So the
Yes.
whole process is that if you get a reference, you at least get invited for the interview process, and then it's on you if you can crack it or not. That's a different story.
Correct. So I
So
think
yeah.
these things definitely works on every platform if you are trying to apply. And I don't know why people are not buying premium subscription. It does work. At
Mhm.
least take it till the time you don't find a job.
Yeah,
That's the best trick.
that's
If you
the
don't
thing.
want to keep it for a longer time.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. And how do you feel after coming to Germany? So is it fulfilling all your dreams that you had when you were in India, or you're like, could have been better, or it's like, yeah, I'll probably eventually like it in the end by the end of this year or something like that? How's it?
Honestly, I always wanted to work outside India. So for me, it was very quick, I should say. The moment I landed in Berlin, after 3 to 4 days, I felt like, oh, I belong to this place.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
these are my people. This is my country types things. I know it was very uh, in my very initial days I said all these things to myself, but yeah, now when I'm going out, I just feel that, oh, this is just Berlin. I know. And I remember my first couple of days when I was definitely nervous while I was going out. I was not aware about the city, but the more you explore, the more you go out, especially alone, you will get a lot more to absorb from the atmosphere, from the city, and you will have more belongingness. So I think this is one thing that one should have keep in mind if they are coming to Germany, that most of the time they have to be alone if they are coming alone, if not as a couple. So please don't think that someone would be there always for you. And I think I was just prepared for this while I was coming to Germany. And that's the key factor which helped me to get this vibe of the city very easily, that yeah, this is my place and this is something I was always looking for. And as I mentioned earlier also, that I always wanted to have a work life balance. Now trust me, I have time after 6 p.m. that okay, this is my time now. And it's pretty good summers outside, so sunsets at 9:30, so you have good enough three and a half hours to have some time, great time for yourself.
That sounds pretty great.
Yeah.
We're still getting some questions, I guess, but I think mostly it's related to is it matter to learn German or or something which we can tackle in. Can I be placed here? So yeah, okay. When it comes to placement, how tough was it to find a job from India, or
It
was
is
it
tough.
very easy? So give us the entire process, like what you did. As you said, you already applied through LinkedIn, and that helped you. So I think probably a recruiter helped you out, or probably you reached to a recruiter, something like that happened.
So
Uh,
sort of honestly, it's more of a regular practice. It's not about the quantity you are applying for. It's more about the quality and the key factors, the key words that you are using to apply for a job.
mhm,
And consistency, honestly. For example, if I applied for jobs like 2 to 3 jobs today,
mhm.
take time tomorrow also to see if there is an alert and it is showing some new opportunities. So please apply it. It's not something you applied for 2 3 jobs and saying, hey, it's not working for me. No, it will not work. So you really need to be consistent, persistent throughout your process, that yeah, you really need to keep applying for the jobs. You will get a lot of rejections, be prepared for it, but don't lose hope. If that's a saying, right? Just keep doing it. One day you'll be succeed. So that's something which I definitely tried. The keywords was इधर से उधर से कुछ तोड़ मोड़ के कुछ तो चलेगा ही, किसी पे तो better opportunities दिखेगा ही. So
Hit
that's
and
something worked.
yeah,
So it
trial
is
and
difficult but not impossible.
yeah, that's actually true. But what was the time frame that you gave to yourself? So when did you start applying, and when did you have an offer letter on your hand?
All
So
right.
that's
So I started applying jobs in June, and
June
I
of 20.
got first week of June, yeah.
Okay.
And I got my first interview call in July,
Hmm.
within a month. And honestly, I was also doing like 1 day, 2 day gap, and I was kept on applying for the jobs. And then there were 2 interviews which were scheduled. And from July, they were taking a lot of time because it was COVID. The HR strength was very low, so that is also one of the key factor which delayed the whole process. So they
I
were. Mhm.
in June and July it's also vacation time for people, so that
Yes, yes, probably yes. That could also be one of the factors. So they were replying after like 2 weeks or 2.5 weeks. So that take definitely longer time. But there are around 4 to 5 interview rounds which you need to go through.
Mhm.
And I got my offer letter in October.
So near about three and a half or
three,
four.
3.5 months. That too with the delayed responses. But I think if it was a, quicker response, it would have done earlier too. I think
Yeah,
more difficult is to get a visa appointment these days.
yeah, that would be the next thing. I mean, when I a letter that wasn't like after applying, it was in 3 days. So there is that.
Yeah.
But before that, I had like 7 months of rejection. So this happens. Uh, so yeah, I mean, as they say, you can get job anytime. I mean, that's
Yes.
how it's
Yes.
flying. Yeah. So now let's talk about the visa process. So once
Mm-hmm.
you have a letter, how was the visa process? They
That
probably
was
they probably
most
would
time
ask
taking
you.
process.
So they probably would have asked you what would be your preferred joining date. So what was
Yeah.
your answer to that? And depending on the visa, or
No,
I'll
I was very eager, honestly.
okay,
So I got offer letter in October, and then I said, okay, let me look for the visa appointment.
yeah,
So I booked my appointment on 2nd of November, and I
mhm.
got for 22nd December the
uh,
appointment date.
uh,
But they are flexible enough. They know it's very difficult to find the appointment date these days. So they are very well versed about the situation. So they don't pressurize you at all that
especially
within 15 days you have to join or something like that. They definitely give you enough time. So, but yeah, after you get the visa, appointment 22nd, I got my visa within 8 working days. So
okay,
it was like a happy new year to me, 31st December, and I got my visa.
okay, that's
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
That, that's actually pretty cool. I mean, for student, it takes like at least 4 weeks to get a visa
Mm-hmm.
status. For job, I also heard that people are getting visa quite quickly. But the waiting time is pretty high just to book an appointment. I mean, one of my cousins just came to Wolfsburg. He started working for Volkswagen.
Mm-hmm.
He appointment in like 10 days, and he was here by the month end. So that is how the process was. So I think in India, it's kind of hard to get an appointment.
Yes, it is. Definitely. And now I think it's getting more difficult these days.
Yeah, and yeah, I mean, if you're outside somewhere else, United States, Canada, Singapore, or any other place where people do not want to go, uh, uh, I mean, probably there you'll find the appointment quite easily. So there's that.
Yeah. And I think job seeker visa is another task to get an appointment date these days in India. I've seen people who are waiting for months now for job seeker visa.
Yeah, I have also seen that. Yeah, that's also not that great.
Yes, it's
Yeah,
not.
I wanted to say
I think
something.
I think the moment you apply for the job, start looking for the visa appointment also.
Yeah, I mean
Be
that's
positive.
that's one way to do it. I mean, people actually do that as well. So you can
Uh-huh.
book appointments already, uh,
Yes,
and then cancel it just one day before if you don't have a job,
correct.
and that's the reason why people don't get appointments so easily.
Because it's
Uh,
blog.
yeah. So if you wake up at 4 in the morning and try to book an appointment, that's an easier way to probably get an appointment the next day in the
Correct.
VFS.
That's true.
So people have done
I
that.
think that's a drill. And Saurabh, I want to share this service also. That is visa at your doorstep.
Mhm.
I'm not sure if people know about this service. So in this particular service, you really don't need to go to the VFS office to get your visa documentation, everything. The person, the executive, would come at your home with all the machine and everything. He will collect all your fingerprints, documents, everything, and the visa would come at your doorstep. So it's a very good and very easy process in case someone is very lazy. So for me, it was something I wasn't aware about this particular service, but fortunately, while again research time, I found this, and I got the visa appointment for this, the visa at your doorstep service. I still couldn't get the appointment for visa at VFS office. So in case you are not getting, appointment for VFS office, try this service also. This is a very good service, although it would take more money, but yeah, you will get an appointment. And Germany आगे बना लेना यार पैसे.
ये सब बोलते हैं, पर बनाता कोई नहीं है। वो अलग है। हाँ, जर्मनी के अलग है, वो सुनता नहीं है कोई। Yeah. Yes, so that was actually nice. Visa at your doorstep. That's a new thing for me as well. I wasn't aware of it. Maybe my team is. If team you are there, please write down something on that as well. Yeah, yeah, team is there. I can see it. Yeah, cool. So now that your visa process was done, whole process. So when did you actually land in Germany? In, so it's been 4 months,
So
right? Say,
yeah, so on 31st, my visa came and I put down my papers in my previous organization, which was a shock to my manager because it was New Year. He came back after his vacation and so my resignation. So yeah, that was 45 days of notice period, which I need to, serve at that point of time. So I completed my notice period and it got completed on Valentine's Day, 14th Feb. And then I gave some time to myself, to be with the family, to with the friends and everyone. And on 25th, I came to Berlin.
and then did the excitement go down once you came and saw the bureaucracy over here, or you were like,
No, no, I'm still excited. I know you really need to be organized. Again, this is a mindset which my family prepared me for, that you have to do everything on your own. And, there were a lot of documentation that you need to go through.
mhm,
Some process would be difficult. Sometimes you will feel that, oh, I wish I could knew the German language, because in the bureaucracy work, definitely you need some German. But I'm glad I didn't find any difficulty at any point of time, because everyone knew English.
yeah, they also speak English,
Yeah.
especially big cities. It's kind of easy to find people who can also help you, uh, and then they prefer to speak English as well when they look at you. So that's a good thing.
But
And
here,
because
sort of, if in case you don't know German,
mhm,
so really don't need to be panicked. There is one culture of swapping the skills here. It
mhm,
really works in Germany. I don't
okay,
know if you have ever used that skill. That, for example, in India, we used to have this barter system, right? Ek skill do, ek skill lo.
mhm,
So if I want a help that tomorrow, for example, I have an appointment in bureaucracy office, I can offer some help to someone so that a person who knows German language can come along with me.
yeah. So you can write it in the group, and you can say, "I'll probably offer you money,
Yes. So,
Indian food, or something like that," and they'll just.
yes, absolutely. So there is, no dependency that you have to give money every time. You can
Mhm.
exchange skills also. That is very good thing, which I love about Germany. It's always trading skills, not money.
Yeah, that's
So
also
you
nice.
can learn from other person every time.
Yeah, that's also nice. Yeah. Um,
Yeah.
we actually will find that thing in specific groups as well, where they exchange languages, and they'll probably say that I want to learn English, I'll teach you Spanish or something like that, and
Absolutely.
that's how it works. Yeah, that's also good. Uh, and once you got the appointment for city registration, like, were you happy, excited that you had an apartment? Sorry, I forgot to ask you about your apartment search. So did you
Mm-hmm.
find in India itself, or did you have to come here and then find?
Yeah, I'm kind of a person who need to plan because I know I would be panic if I won't have a place in Germany. So
Hmm.
yeah, I started my research like 3 months prior moving
So
to Germany. Yes, because it's again very difficult to find an accommodation. It's not something again impossible, but definitely you have to plan 3 months in advance. For everything, be prepared. You have to think in advance. In India, we are like kal kar lenge,
too much
ho hi
thinking,
jayega.
huh? हो
Yeah.
जाएगा.
So procrastination is very high in India, but in Germany you have to plan certain things for sure. So I applied in Housing Anywhere in
Hmm.
India. And after that, I got a call from there that, okay, you can have a studio apartment. And on 25th, I came here, and on 1st, they gave me the keys and the contract and everything. And then I just got it. But
But
yeah, again, it takes a time. It takes a
there are
lot of time to find a
a lot
accommodation.
of scams that happen with apartments as well. So were you aware of the scams, or did you
Yes,
ever get AD option where
yes,
people?
definitely. There are so many Facebook groups, Saurabh,
Yeah,
where they say, "Oh, we are in another city. We
yeah.
can't allow you to come and see." You
Yeah.
just share the amount of rent and everything. So these scams are very normal. And thankfully, in my initial start of the call, I said I had some people who helped me to move here. People who were here in Berlin few years back, and now they moved back. So they told me, Neha, this is something you're gonna face. So before making, any transfer or something, I used to connect with them that, oh, this is some uh, other person is saying to me that this is not possible to have a visit or something. Do you think it's a scam or not? Because definitely we are not aware of every situation. So it's
Right.
always good to ask people. So I asked them and checked.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
housing anywhere and Wunder flats, these are legitimate sites which you can rely upon.
yeah, that's also true. There's few more additional things that I want to add over here.
Mm-hmm.
So one is that you can also look into some other websites like Wegegesut, if you have heard of it,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and 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 especially if you are new to the city. Yes, we all miss Indian food, man. But yeah, you will get Indian restaurants over here that would make you somewhat the same quality of food, but
Yeah.
not what you think you will get in India. So there is that. Yeah. So yeah. Where was I? Yeah, about Wege suit, and you'll get all these informations on these websites
Mm-hmm.
about houses. You'll always find shady people. That's for sure.
Absolutely.
Uh, uh, so whenever you think something is wrong, definitely that thing is wrong. So try to skip that. And whenever you are new to a city, I would always advise people to probably book a hotel for a couple of days and then search for an apartment or stay with a friend or family for a couple of days and search for an apartment. In that way, the chances of you getting scammed are pretty low because you're already there in the city.
Yeah.
Or the best case scenario would be if you're a student, apply for university housing, and those are not scams. So you just have to pay the university, and they'll send you a contract, and those are pretty good.
Correct.
Uh, so if you are planning to study in one of the universities, if you have admission, so this is the right time to probably apply for the apartments. Otherwise, even you won't get it,
Yeah.
and then you have to pay online, and those are pretty safe. So that is my opinion, and rest of the information you'll also get it on How to Abroad, as Prakash said. Yeah. And once you had the housing, how long did it take for you to get an appointment for city registration at the routers? Because we have to
Again, I was,
within
uh,
14 days. So as per policy, it's like you have to register within 14 days of your arrival. So when did you get the appointment for it?
so as I told you that I planned a lot of things in India only. So I
Uh-huh.
took an appointment in India that, okay, on first I'll move to my apartment.
Hmm.
So I got an appointment for 3rd March, March 3rd, I should say.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So I got that appointment directly from India. So it
But
was not
when did you get? In February or in January?
in January. Yeah.
So after 2 months.
Yeah. So I
Yeah.
think it's more of planning. If you are moving to a different city or different country, you have to plan a lot of stuff in advance, which is very, very important.
Yeah, that is actually true, especially when it comes to bureaucracy in Germany
Yes.
and your visa extension and stuff like that. You have to plan everything 1 month in advance before your expiry.
So I think this is very important that
Uh,
you should understand that first is annual to city registration is done. After that, you would be able to open a bank account, and then you would be able to apply for a blue card. So it's important to get the first thing done as soon as possible, or if you could take appointment from India, just get it.
and that is actually a misconception, Neha. You can actually open a bank account in Deutsche Bank without a city registration. It has been done by me as well.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't really need a city registration. The requirement of city registration for bank is to get tax ID. Uh,
Yes.
and once you get the tax ID, you can obviously give it to bank, and they'll figure it out.
I don't know,
And
but my experience was Deutsche Bank was no, we need city registration, then only will open. I said
I'm
okay.
talking Berlin only. One of our clients just did that without city registration.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Nice.
So yeah. So maybe it varies from bank to bank. N26,
Maybe.
N26 you can open the account, but only after if you have the blue card and not with
Yes.
your. So
Yes.
that's
They don't accept
somebody
Indian
said
passports.
6 lakh in my account. Is it mandatory to open a blocked account? It actually depends. If you are coming from India, you anyhow have to have a blocked account, so you cannot show your account as such. Yara Sunagumi 777. Uh, yeah, so Prakash ideas to her or him, whoever that is. Yeah, uh, yeah, that's actually a pretty nice information that you give, that you have to be prepared 1 month in
Yeah.
advance for everything, or sometimes 2 months in advance, because everyone in Germany likes their schedule. So, how did you find the appointment system? Did you make some friends, German friends over here, or no?
Yeah. At work.
So, so did you feel that when you have to meet them, you have to book an appointment or something, or outside the working hours?
I think they are pretty much, time oriented, and they
Hmm.
respect time. If they are scheduling a meeting for 3 p.m., it means 3 p.m. It cannot be 3 1, in fact. So I met a lot of women through this swapping skill who were German. So they are so punctual. If they are saying that, okay, we are going to meet at 7 p.m. today in the evening, it means 7 p.m. they will be at that restaurant or that cafe, wherever you are meeting. So yeah, punctuality is definitely hats off.
Unless you are traveling in Deutsche Bahn, then your punctuality gets screwed up. So,
True,
then,
but it hasn't happened yet with me. I've
oh,
heard about this.
it has happened to me a lot of times, and even cartoonist Prakash might have faced it. And we used to work in the same office, and once it took me 5 hours just to reach the office. So there was that. Uh, yeah, so that's a different story. But yeah, punctuality is one of the things that I would say they are pretty strict about. But
Punctuality, sort of, they are respecting your time also, which
you-
we doesn't
no,
follow in
it's
India.
no. Sometimes it happens that some person is busy and then they don't give a
Yeah.
damn, and that's where they don't understand. That's what I felt. But it's a personal opinion, I guess. Uh, so, do companies give preference those who know German language? Yes, they do. They should. They actually give you a preference that if you have more languages and German is one of them, it's kind of useful for them.
Someone asked, "Do you miss Indian food?"
Yeah, I said that we all do.
Oh yes, but there are good Indian restaurants. Not a problem.
Yeah, in Berlin, you have a lot of things to explore. Yeah,
Yes.
come to a smaller city and then suffer. I would I would say that. Cool. Yes. So what do you want to suggest to people who are actually looking for a job as of now, even without COVID? So COVID restrictions have almost gone away, and
Yeah.
people have started coming to office, and it might come back depending on the increase of COVID.
Increase in cases.
Yeah,
Yes.
but what's your what is the one trick that you'll ask them to do apart from LinkedIn, obviously, because LinkedIn has been discussed. Uh, what do they have to do to be like not get demotivated and apply for jobs in Germany? What is one thing that you would say?
One thing which definitely I want to say is please work on resume.
Hmm.
It's very important. It's not about how much jobs you're applying for, but what kind of resume that you are putting on your websites, whether it's LinkedIn, whatever site that you are using. I'm not, promoting LinkedIn here. So it's more about.
She very well might. She was a Microsoft employee.
So I think one thing definitely is spend some time on CV. It is very important. One should understand the German standard that it should be one page resume if you have 10 years of experience. So try to minimize, क्योंकि इंडिया में अपन बहुत कुछ लिख देते हैं, यहाँ पे जरूरत नहीं है. What you have done actually and what your skills are actually, frame it nicely in one page. They don't need lens that, okay, I handle this process, this project, I was doing this Jira tickets, nothing. They know what core work that you are doing. It should be mentioned in that particular resume. So format of resume is very important. So if you need suggestions, please drop me message. I can definitely help you that what resume tips and tricks that you can probably try and what sites that you can probably try. There are a lot of sites where you can check whether your resume is as per the German standards or not. Again, this is something more of research. So spend some time on research rather than just saying that, okay, I want to work in Germany. It's very vague to say that I want to work in Germany, but to spend some time on this little things research would definitely take you in a long run to a longer way. So that's my recommendation, that please spend some time on CV.
CV. Yeah, CV is one of ATS proof CV भी होना चाहिए, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So there's that. So let's look at the questions that people have, and then we can ask some more questions if we have. A lot of people have written some comments. Let's see. Somebody, good job. That's okay. And somebody wrote, proud of you, Neha. Somebody's proud of you, so that's nice.
Thank you. Who's
What,
that?
Swapnil in Germany. So
Oh,
is it?
thanks, Swapnil.
Yeah. So I think might be one of your friends, colleague. Then somebody said, "How can I come here?" So you have a lot of options how to come here. Here, as in, oh, somebody also wrote baby. Okay. So to come here, you have a lot of options. You can come as a student. You can come in as an on a job seeker visa, or you can directly get a job and come over here. So that's one of the things. Apart from that, there are illegal ways, but I won't discuss those. So there is uh, do we get house help there? What do you mean by house help?
A
As
maid.
okay,
Oh, no.
okay. You actually can. So
It's
that's the.
expensive.
It is expensive. So he said, "Do you get it?" Yes, you get it. You get everything over here that you can get in India, but you have to pay 10 euros an hour rather than 2,000 rupees a month. So that's the
Yeah,
difference. So yeah, there is that.
super expensive.
Prakash said, "Hi, hi.
uh,
Can placed here?" Yes, I think that's what we were talking about. You have to do your research and keep applying for jobs.
Thanks, Aniba. Yes,
Then
it's mandatory to learn language because it will help you to connect with local people and to be more comfortable on the whole process.
so Anshuman wrote, "I'm in the final year of my bachelor's degree, that is BCom, which is 120 credits, and I want to pursue MS in finance, which requires at least 180 ECTS. So how to fill the remaining credits?" Anshuman, this is actually a very technical question, and we probably have answered this on our website. So you can just look for this exact question on our FAQs, or you can contact us on our WhatsApp and we'll provide you a better solution on this. Because if I try to explain it in this live, this will not make sense, because this is about working in Germany and not studying. So this is a complete different life. So I would request you to please drop us an email or write us on our Instagram page or handle anywhere, and then we can revert on that.
What kind of working culture followed in Germany?
Yes. How about you
No
answer that?
micromanagement.
I actually have personally seen micromanagement in Germany. So yeah, but yeah, there is that.
That could be an exception, honestly, but
Yeah.
otherwise, if I talk about the whole culture, there is no
Mhm.
micromanagement, and they give you enough time for yourself, for your well-being. Um, yeah, I think overall work culture is not much more of pressurized thing as we see in India, that there is a lot of pressure when you are working with the corporate or in any organization. So here work pressure is there. It's not something which we are sitting and enjoying, relaxing, no. But yeah,
Mm.
they give you enough time to prepare for everything, whether it's a meeting, whether you have to present something, everything. You get enough time and you would be valued for it. The most important thing, you will get the credit for it. This is not something a market where other person is pulling you down. Everyone definitely help you to grow. So if you are making a small effort in the team to make the team environment or the project successful, you will get the credit for it. So that's one thing I like about the culture of corporates in Germany. So that definitely encourages you. Yeah, that's for me.
I would also like to add one more thing. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
that is actually true. They'll also help you in other ways. So you have like 30 days of vacation in a,
Mm-hmm.
that's more than any other country that provides 30 vacation holidays, and those are paid leaves. Apart from that, if you are sick and if you get the doctor's note, you can also like rest properly, and they won't ask
Yeah,
you to come and do any work at that time, because
absolutely.
the company is not responsible for it, and your health insurance is taking care of it. So in that case, it's a win-win for both of them. So they don't
Absolutely.
for those days, and you can also get paid. Apart from that, uh, one advantage of working in Germany was that uh, during COVID times, if you guys have read news, a lot of people were thrown out of their jobs. I mean, same thing
Mhm.
happened, especially with startups. But those big companies which did not have money, they put people in Kurzarbeit, which is like half work, and they used to pay 60% of the salary. Rest 40% was borne by the government itself.
Mm.
So you used to get the whole salary, but the
It was
government,
backed by the government also.
yeah, so the government also looks into your welfare as well.
I
So
think
if the
that's the reason
company,
we are
company,
paying tax to get all these benefits.
yeah, that's one of the things that was pretty amazing about Germany is like they spent $50 billion or euros
Hmm.
just on paying salaries, and that was awesome. I mean, I was there, friends were there. We were like, I mean, it totally depends on the population size as well, because the population density in Germany is lower than India, so we cannot really compare. Why is not India doing this? Because India is barely surviving these days by giving uh,
Yes.
money. But yeah, if you compare the benefits that you get over here versus benefits that you get in India, uh,
Lot of.
uh, yeah, it's nice. But there are some disadvantages as well. That's something that I also want to point out. Uh,
Hmm.
Not in work culture in Germany itself. So when you want to go for a doctor appointment, it will take you time. So so
For
don't think.
doctor's appointment.
So there is
Okay.
a so that's something where you will say India is better. When it comes to digital payment or gateway systems, India is way better. India is like 10 years ahead of Germany in that case. So
Yeah.
it's not
Cash is king.
yeah. So cash, you have to carry cash over here. So if you don't
Absolutely.
have cash, and Sundays, the worst thing that I still cannot digest is that everything is closed on Sunday, especially in your weekday. But it's a rest day. It's mandatory for everyone to take
I
rest.
think sort of we are not, we haven't lived this kind of life in India that on Sunday everything is shut. We are in a phase in which Monday to Friday we work, and Saturday Sunday is like weekend when we go out for shopping and everything, right? But here, I'm not saying India is bad, or I'm not comparing anyone, because every country has its own pros and cons. But here, I like this that on Sunday it is again more of equality, that the person who is working in a mall or in a store, they are also getting equally off, so that they could spend some time with their family, they could spend some time with themselves. So I appreciate that in India we don't get this opportunity, you
Yeah,
know
but if you look into a bigger perspective, this is also the fact that once you want to do things on Sunday, because a lot of people, it's not just us who are like this. If you go to any other place, even in Netherlands,
mm-hmm.
just the neighboring country, Sundays are
Mm-hmm.
open. So you'll
Yeah,
find,
Sunday.
so people are working there. So it's only a German thing that you'll see. So that's a
Correct.
different. And when it comes to that thing, appointment stuff, you have to
Mhm.
book 1 month in advance in most of the cases, unless
And
it's
still you're not sure whether doctor will give you the correct medicine or will actually
so
prescribe
yeah,
you something. Otherwise they will say, I can write some rest for you, take rest and
yeah,
you'll be fine.
they give you a rest thing, a sick leave, what they call it. Prescriptions are only done after a thorough checking. So if you are,
Correct.
so this is something that you will find either it's good or bad, depends on your perspective. That
Exactly.
इंड-
Completely subjective.
इंडियन डॉक्टर आपको पुड़िया दे देता है 200 रुपए में, 3 पुड़िया खाओ सही हो जाओ, और यहाँ पे आप पे पड़े रहो और सही होने के चांस लो. बट अगर आपको फॉर इंस्टेंस इफ यू हैव सम सीरियस इलनेस, and one of my friends had that. He wanted to get his checkup done for heart. He got an
Mhm.
appointment for 6 months, and the
Seriously?
mayor, and his first complaint was, अगर 6 महीने जिंदा नहीं रहूंगा तो करूंगा क्या मैं 6 महीने बाद. So that is how things are. Uh, and then the same thing goes for, I think, Netherlands as well. Netherlands has the same thing for appointments. तो आपको whenever you are in Europe, you have to deal with the appointment system, and that is good and bad at the same. I mean, in one sense, it's good that you'll get you have a shot. and bad is I don't know when my shot is after like 6 months or 3 months.
Yes, yes, that's true.
Yeah. So as I said, there are pros and cons, but there are more pros than cons that I would say for Germany, for working in Germany as well. And apart from that, when it comes to salary, so it has. I think you would also agree with me on this, Neha, that you have a base salary for everything. So you cannot get less than that anyhow. Like people cannot exploit you for anything over
Mm-hmm.
here because they have rights. Uh, for example, if anybody from IT is coming over here and applying for a blue card, he will have probably a minimum salary of 44,500 or 46,800, something like this. And depending on the skill set, also it can increase to 56,800 as the base salary. So that's something that's also pretty good, where Neha said there's equality in pay grade as well. So no matter where you are from and what you did, this is what Germany needs from international people or international students, and this is what you will be paid. And if you don't get paid this, you won't get a visa. It's either a work visa. So that's how it goes. And more or less, that's what I have to say about that thing, work culture. That once you get equally paid, you will also feel pretty good about it.
Another thing which is not about work culture, but if your money get deducted here, we have assurance that it will come back if it got deducted
Correct.
by mistake.
Yeah.
So you won't be, get fraud
Yeah.
by such organizations.
So it depends on what kind of deduction you mean. So, uh,
I made deduction on a travel website twice.
oh, okay. Yeah. So, makes sense. Yeah.
So I really didn't need to put down an email or call their customer care again and again. That, in India we used to do this. So this is one slight difference.
पैसा लेके वापस तो दे दो भाई.
हाँ, तो वो दे देते हैं. All right. So Tejal has this question: is it difficult to find part-time job in Germany? No, it's not, because there are a lot of options for students. But yeah, in case you want to work as in an organization, again, you have to use all these platforms and everything to get a internship or part-time jobs. But there are plenty of part-time jobs in Germany for
Yeah,
students.
part-time jobs are easier to get than full-time jobs. So there is that one thing that I would
Yeah.
like. And if you are doing masters from a reputed university, it's
Mm-hmm.
easy.
It's even
Take,
easier. Thank you, Simran. Thank you, Nix. Thank you, Swapnil, again. Thank you, Tejal.
Good job, Neha. Proud of you. Okay.
Thank you, Anibba.
Explore whole Germany. I will ask you whenever we'll
We'll
visit.
visit Germany. Sure, Simran.
So yeah, you have a €9 ticket. You can just move around anywhere if you want to.
Yes.
You can also come to Stuttgart. I can show you around.
Oh, and not a bad idea. I was saying
Yeah.
not a good idea. It's just a good idea.
You are saying that on public, but okay. Do you miss Indian food? I think we have answered that question already.
Yeah.
If I have 6 lakh account, I have already answered that.
Yeah.
Do companies give preference to those who know German? So it actually depends. Tejal. I mean, preference is always given depending if you have the required skill set. So if there are two people, like if I think you do Azure stuff, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
And,
but a lot of different stuff. So yeah,
yeah.
I'll
Let's
club.
say, and I do something else, and we both apply for that particular job, and that job has alignment towards Azure.
Yeah.
Neha has German as an additional language. So apparently she would be preferred over me because that is a more suitable
But
candidate
there are a
for.
lot of English jobs also, Saurabh. So
No,
it's completely.
so in Berlin, if you say, you'll find a lot of startup. The startup culture is where uh, they are not forcing in the German language. Okay, so if you go to any other big companies, or I'll talk about Mercedes Benz, so
Mm-hmm.
that's the company. Then you have Bosch, and then you have other companies like uh, Schaeffler or stuff where I've worked. Their internal communication happens in German,
Correct.
and that's where you mostly get rejected because you don't know German.
Correct.
Even if you have the skills, where the internal communication. For example, we are talking English right now, and how
Mm-hmm.
to as an official communication language of English. If somebody comes in with a language of, let's say, French, and he doesn't understand English, it would be hard for him, us, to explain it to him, and vice versa. And we cannot learn French in one day.
Absolutely.
So there is that. So that's what happens. So when you apply for a bigger or in a bigger industry or a bigger company, where their internal language is German, then you probably need German as a skill over there. And if you have German, unless and until they do not find anyone,
Mm-hmm.
will be given a preference. But if it's written in the job description, English
I was
and
about to add this point that it is written there in the job description that German is required
yeah,
very specifically.
yeah, they actually write it down because of people like us. Otherwise, you can
Yes.
apply to any of the jobs that are available. So if it's written English and German, and if you do not have German, do not spend time on those applications, because in either cases you'll spend time and you'll get rejected. There is like 0.1% possibility of you getting that job anyhow,
Mm-hmm.
but take that risk you can if you have more time in life, or if you have nothing to do. I would say, but I would say rather search for English speaking jobs, connect with recruiters as what
Yeah.
Neha said, and I think if you open stepstone.de, you'll also have English speaking job as a filter over there, and you can also search for that.
Sort we have a
So
lot
I
of questions.
think, yeah, we can answer. It's okay.
Can you
What
share
is
the leave pattern or structure in Germany? Is it difficult to take leave there?
No, it is actually not difficult. So have you taken leaves? Yeah, as of now.
Yeah.
So they
I
will
think
not
again
ask you
for
questions.
my organization, they asked me to have planned leaves rather than, just marking leave as sick leaves, abruptly. So sick leave is something 1 or 2 days is fine, but if you are planning for a trip or something, it is better to tell the organization 3 weeks prior, yeah,
One
to
month.
the manager.
One
Otherwise,
month.
it's not difficult.
Yeah, that's actually true. One we actually skipped one question. That was, what is the scope of marketing and sales job in Germany? So
Lot of.
I also worked as a digital marketing intern, Yashu
Mm-hmm.
15. So I think the opportunity is there and it's pretty big. If I would have worked in that company, I would have been working for that company as of now. So that so I would say it's pretty good. So Germany has everything that you want. So all the industries are here as well. The good thing is that after 3 months or 6 months of probation period that you have, you are
Mm-hmm.
a employee and they cannot throw you out without giving
Yeah.
reason. So that's one thing that I want to iterate, that people who are applying for jobs, the 3 month and 6 months period are those where you need to work your,
Crucial.
yeah, show your skills and show that you are a good fit to the team. Otherwise, they can throw you out any
But
day,
that
any.
doesn't mean after 6 months you are not performing.
No, yeah. That's actually true. That doesn't mean you stop performing after 6 months. They can still throw you out.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, but those are the crucial months where you need to show that you're a good fit to the organization. And if you show that, there are chances that in the first appraisal cycle, they'll also increase your salary.
Yes.
There's that. And how to get through. As I said, and also Neha also explained, you can look for jobs through LinkedIn and the other websites that she referred to.
Is it true that if I lose my job in Germany, the German government will pay me the money? I think
Actually,
that's after
yeah, you can answer.
blue card, right? And
No,
I
no, no.
think that is after PR.
Yeah. So if you come over here, you lose your job, you have to go back to India.
Yeah,
Okay.
otherwise you have to pack your bags, book a flight.
So there are few things that you need to know. This is a very vague question. First of all, uh,
Mm-hmm.
this is the information that you get on Instagram, that some people would say that German government is going to pay you even if you don't have a job. That
Correct.
is, but that depends only in one condition, where you actually are associated with Arbeitsamt, which provides you a job, and then you have to register there as that you don't have a job right now. But it does not happen in your first year itself. You have to work at least for 2 years, as she said, after PR. Uh,
Yes.
then you are eligible for it. Eligible. Do not mean that you still get it. You are eligible
Yes,
for it.
the logical reason behind it, and that is you have already given amount to the government in form of tax. You know, after that you are eligible to get money from the government. But you are asking a situation where you haven't give anything to the government, but taking or asking for the reimbursement. It's
Yeah,
not possible.
it's actually not possible. But in that case, also, what she said that uh, there's a tax that you give which says for arbeit loss as well. So
Yes.
if you do not have a job, that's the money that you'll get back. So apparently, eventually, you will get paid depending on the condition you are at. And the German government will not pay you for the entire year. So that's also
Mm-hmm.
pretty. They'll also look into your status of have you been applying for jobs, uh,
Mm-hmm.
and what's the result of it. And
Correct.
after 2 weeks, if you say I haven't applied for any jobs, they'll throw you out. So as I said, that's a situational thingy. Being there is also not an easy thing, I would say. Snap talk.
Anything
Think
about
about
transportation?
So I would say Germany has one of the best transportations.
I love public transport. They
Public
are the
transportation. Even if you have a car, that's also pretty nice if you like to drive in high speeds. But they probably would be reducing those this time because of the fuel consumption and the cost that's happening because of the war. Uh, they will be putting in a limit on that, so you cannot, as of what I've heard. So it's not yet.
But if I talk about public transport, Saurabh, this is pretty good. If I say I have to change two trains to, commute to my workplace, you won't find it difficult because the connectivity is really good. You can move from one north to south of Berlin through these trams and S-Bahns and U-Bahns, which is widely connected and it is properly organized with proper timings. Yeah, S-Bahn can get delayed. I know that can be a situation. But overall, it's a really good and organized structure, which I feel. And you just take that, card, which maybe, I don't know, your company gives you or not, on a lesser price, the transport card, which allows you to use all the trams, buses, trains, everything, and you can commute from one place to another very easily. So transportation is definitely, public transport is like bang on, very nice.
Yeah, the best part is that it is there. Transportation.
Organized.
So ऐसा नहीं है कि it's not like you can go to one place and you wouldn't be able to come back. That can only
Correct. And it works throughout night.
no. That's somewhere that
In
is a
Berlin, it's throughout.
so that is a nice situation. So some place it stops at 11:30 or 12,
Mm-hmm.
and you have to
Okay.
be in the train station for like 6 hours for the next connection. That can happen.
Mm-hmm.
But it
Okay.
is there. Not like not every place is not connected, so you can reach any
Mm-hmm.
place. Uh, One thing that you might find strange is the dynamic pricing of the trains of
Mm-hmm.
RE and ICE. So if you book a ticket today for tomorrow, that would be way high, it's like super
Yeah.
high, like 320 euros, 150 euros. But if you book the same ticket like a month in advance, as she said, you have to plan. That would be like 20. So planning,
ज्यादा पैसा नहीं खर्च करना है तो प्लान,
plan.
रईस हो तो जो मर्जी करो.
तो फिलहाल मैं रईसी वाले काम करता
हाँ, तो तुम करो.
हूँ. Okay. Which jobs have the highest demand in Germany? Yes, सब कुछ का demand है. Whatever you want to apply for, it's in
Doctors, nurse, marketing, sales, IT, cloud computing, data science, everything.
everything is in demand. Even the things that you are not thinking about are also in demand. From
Everyone is artist.
yeah, truck driver से लेके आपका शेफ, उनकी भी बहुत ज़्यादा डिमांड है.
बहुत demand है.
Correct. So depends on what kind of field you are interested in, and you have to find those jobs.
I think as you mentioned earlier also, Saurabh, Germany में सबके लिए सब कुछ है. All you need is to find.
Yeah, correct. Could you please share your CV and cover letter, please, just for reference only? Who are you asking this to, Prabhu Neha? That's the first question. So I think it's to you, I guess. I am not aware.
Yeah, I can share samples maybe.
Or you can also log on to How to Abroad. There is a sample
Yeah,
CV cover letter. We have a post on it.
amazing. I think you can share the post
Yeah, you
after
can
this.
read it. It's okay, 19. Ma'am, is above 8 CGPA worth enough to get admit in public universities and having extra course 10 and having 2 internship? Internship is one research paper, three project. Is this profile good enough to get admit? Eight CGPA is nice. I would say.
Yeah.
Uh, and if you have done two internships and you have one research paper, that's also pretty good. But I think what are you applying for? That depends on it. So if you are applying for masters, that's okay. If you are applying for PhD, that's one research paper is not good. You need to have like three research papers. So I think your profile looks pretty good, but you can also get your profile evaluated with, if you want. Prabhu, sample CV, cover letter, reference for German standard.
I think we have already covered that.
Yeah, we have already covered it.
Thank
Yeah.
you, Tejal. Thank you, Sneggy, that you liked it.
Calculate German grade. If it's better than 2.5, you have a good chance. I think 8 CGPA should be better than 2.5. So one thing that you have to know is like 1 is the best and 4 is the worst. Grading system in Germany is totally opposite. So 1 is the best, 4 is the worst. So if you have less than 2.5, that means you can get it. And I think cartoonist Prakash has already answered. Tejal, thank you. It was an amazing session. Thank you so much. And I think that is all we have.
Yeah.
We also have some questions over here in the question section. PhD opportunities in nanotechnology, material science. Will TV13 be sufficient for a student in general? Actually, Daniel, yes, it would be okay, provided you stay in that university area itself. And I think that is okay. TV13 is the slab of money you're talking about, right? So I think this should be fine. Yeah, that is all. Do you have any other things that you want to discuss, Neha?
I think yes, we have covered what we were thinking before this live session.
Yeah.
What we planned, that all the tips and tricks that we shared. But yeah, in case anyone has any questions, please feel free to DM How to Abroad of me. Maybe we can be of help to you to move to Germany. Yeah, and thanks for staying with us for an hour. All
oh yeah. Yeah, I did not see it. That was actually a nice session talking to you. If you plan to come to Stuttgart in the next 3 months, you're welcome over here, and we can roam around, see places, and we can also do a collaboration on roaming in Germany, like traveling in Germany. So
nice.
Maybe we can do a collab on that if you have time, and provided I have time.
We both have time.
Yeah, that's what. So there's one more question that we got. What about the fee structure for MS in Germany? So, Anu, we have a search page on our website, howtoabroad.com, which actually gives you all the tuition fee that you probably need to know. But apart from that, most of the public universities are free. Recent news as of today that came in that Bavaria would be introducing fees for international students. So it would be nice if you come by this September or next March, so you don't have to pay for the tuition fee that they probably introduce. Is there any scope of doing MS in mechanical field? Germany is a land for mechanical engineers.
Yes.
Know that, right? Anu,
best cars in the world.
Yeah, they have the best cars in the world, and if you're aware, Volkswagen. I mean, I worked in Volkswagen, so I'm sure what they do. And I also worked for Daimler, so I am also aware what they do. So there is that. So yeah, there's a lot of scope. I mean, the things that you probably work with are pretty good. And even if you want to do an MS in mechanical, there's MS in mechanical for students in Bayreuth, where they probably create the sports car. Can student get a PR if he's married to a German girl? That is a very good question, man.
जुगाड़ ये जुगाड़ वाले लोग हैं.
And the answer is no. So,
Easy tarika.
PR has a process, man.
Yes.
So you have to fulfill that criteria. If you fulfill that criteria, you can get
when you can get PR on your own, why to seek dependency? I don't know.
His question is that. I mean, he probably would have a German girlfriend. Or,
yeah.
Other countries have better laws than this. This is not United States. Just saying, Mohammed Sheku, that in US, if you get married to a girl, you get citizenship. It's
Yeah.
not the case over here. If you get married to a German girl, you can still be thrown out of the country. Just, just letting you know. These are some things that we also thought about, and we had to search. uh, okay. Yeah, I think that is all from my
Yeah.
side. We are not getting any more questions. So, Neha, thank you for joining the live, and
Thank you
thank
so
you for
much for
spending.
inviting me here.
Yeah, thank you for spending 1 hour on this live with us, and I wish you a lovely evening.
Same to you, and
Have a
thanks
nice.
for joining. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Bye. And thank you all. Uh, and I hope you all enjoyed the live and have a nice day. Bye bye.